Eddie Andrews about to join us, and he is State House representative. Which area do you represent, Eddie?
Well, first of all, thanks. I appreciate the invitation and love talking to your audience. I represent District 43, which is Johnston, Urbandale, Southwest Ankeny, Saylorville, Crocker. For those of you who aren't familiar, that's northwest part of Des Moines.
So basically, you're right here. We're in your district
We are
here in
on the
Urbandale.
edge of my district. I
All right,
represent
maybe
the
the front
eastern.
wheels of the bus is there, Eddie. Also, Eddie's a candidate for governor. We're going to get to him in a minute. This segment brought to you by the National Right to Work Committee. No worker should ever be forced to pay a union boss just to get or keep a job. That is just ridiculous. That's what they're trying to do again in Virginia. They've been trying to do it forever. We keep blocking it. Now they're at it again. The unions want the money. They want to take it out of your check. Unfortunately, right to work there is under threat again from radical state legislators who seek to overturn the right to work law and grant union bosses unfettered power by confiscating your money and having workers fired for refusing to pay union dues. I am a pro union guy. I am the biggest pro union conservative talk media guy in America. I believe in unions, I believe in unionization, but I believe they should be voluntary. So when you pay the money because you choose to, your union leadership is accountable to its members. When they steal it from you, you have no say. They just give it to the Democrats who could care less. That's why it's vital to tell your legislators and Governor Spanberger to defend right to work in Virginia. The other thing they're trying to do now is unionize public service workers. That's equally as insane. It's going to cost people thousands of dollars in extra taxes. This thing makes no sense. With the General Assembly now in session, it's vital you make your voice heard today. Just go to VirginiaRightToWork.com, VirginiaRightToWork.com, and demand your legislators and Governor Spanberger oppose forced unionism and protect right to work. Just fill out the petition. Right to Virginia, spell it out, VirginiaRightToWork.com. That's all you got to do. We'll do the rest, VirginiaRightToWork.com. And Governor Spanberger, we're going to send it to her and to your legislator and to your state senator. This message paid for by the National Right to Work Committee. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. John from New Jersey.
John is gone.
John's gone. Okay, we're going to get to Rob. Larry, you want to zoom? Tyler says you want to zoom out a couple of clicks. Please zoom out, not in, so we can get everybody in. There you go. Little bit more. Perfect. Okay. Tyler, I assume that's good. All right, let's
Good.
get to Rob in New York. Rob, you're live with John, Sax, and Eddie.
Good morning, gentlemen. And I'm actually calling you today from the great state of Florida. I'm down in the Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton area. So enjoying the beautiful weather because it was so cold up there. Not as cold as Iowa, but it's cold. Was cold up north. Anyway, I agree with you. You know, I also thought this Epstein thing was enough already. A dead pedophile, who cares? But we are watching between that and other domestic issues, plus the infighting in the party. It's turning away young people. Now, my kids are a couple of years away from voting. 1 year away from my older guy. And, you know, this isn't stuff they want to hear about. They're starting to understand corruption because one of them's taking AP US history. This is nothing new, okay? And nobody really powerful ever gets in trouble. And that's the problem in modern society, okay? I don't personally believe anyone's really going to pay the price for what went on with Epstein. But we got to name these people now, and really, you know, just get them out of our lives. I don't want to deal with this anymore, because this plus the fighting over clickbaiters and podcasters is going to cost us the midterms.
Bingo.
For what?
Nothing.
We have a beautiful economy now. Stuff is booming down here in Florida. It's all over the place, and it's not just Florida. I have clients in South Carolina. South Carolina is growing, okay? Tennessee is growing. Even Texas is growing, okay? People are tired of being taxed to death by these insane leftist policies. We have a golden opportunity to turn the ship the other way, and we're being distracted by stupidity.
I couldn't agree
And
more.
and one
Go ahead.
and
Go ahead, Rob.
and one And one other beautiful thing. It was great seeing Bondi, fight like that. I just hope it continues and it's not more stupid letters and Fox News appearances, because she had fire in her, and that's the way an attorney general should be, like a pit bull. I mean, do you remember what's his name there, Eric Holder? He considered himself Obama's wingman. Well, she was Trump's wing woman yesterday.
Well, maybe
That's
this
how
is a
you
wake
got
up
to
call.
fight.
Look, this is the Pam Bondi that I know and love, right? I mean, I know her for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Pam Bondi that I'm excited about. Maybe this was the day she needed to turn the corner and start getting some stuff done, because I thought she was brilliant yesterday. And I was talking to my wife Van last night before I went to bed, and we're like, yeah, that's the lady that we've backed for 20 years. Like, where'd she go? Well, there she is. She just came back. Tough lady, and we love what was going on. Want to thank you for being with us, Rob. Let's get to Eddie Andrews. Eddie, I mean, you're out. You're running for governor, right?
Yes, sir.
You're one of 3 candidates for governor. President Trump has endorsed Randy Feenstra, so he's the obvious.
Oh, no, he has not. Oh, no, he has not endorsed Randy Feenstra. I know it looks like, if you are speaking from his standpoint, he takes pictures of President Trump, like we all do, but right down the street, 3 blocks from here, I think the article said, the headline read that Trump snubs Randy Feenstra. I would not have gone that far. I would just say President Trump has not endorsed either one of them.
Well, he certainly makes you think that he has.
Who does?
Randy.
Well,
makes you think that he does.
I mean, that's being political.
All right, so you're in the governor's race. Obviously, the latest poll we show, Feenstra has a pretty big lead, and then Vanderplat backs Steed, right? So where does this leave you in the race? And then I'm going to.
It's exactly where I want to be. I mean, no offense to Bob Vanderplat, he's a good man, but he also bet on the wrong horse. I mean, he's.
It's about 0 for 7.
I mean, he's. I think people like him are great at identifying problems, not necessarily the best person to get those done. And there's a reason why my colleagues have often called me one of the hardest working guys who's ever been in the Iowa State Capitol. I get stuff done. I've led the landmark parental rights bill. I've been on the medical freedom train, the health freedom train, back in the trenches, not just when it became Maha and cool. I've led on education. I've led on property tax. By the way, the Iowa of the Southeast, not the Florida. Iowa's not the Florida of the Midwest. I consider Florida the Iowa of the Southeast.
What are in your campaign?
Yes, sir.
What are young people saying to you?
That's a great question, because we just had a group of young people that we met with yesterday. They're all talking the same thing. They're all talking about affordability, almost the Rodney King statement. I heard you didn't say it that way, but like, can we get stuff done? Like, we don't have to agree, but there are certain things that we should agree on. Our economy, making sure that our young people will see a future without crazy taxes and property taxes that don't leave grandma and grandpa out in the woods, out of their property taxed out of their homes, but something that's affordable. Incentives for young people to stay here, actually want to stay here, whether that's part of my RED, rural economic development. Iowa's a rural state. And if we don't do something to really focus on causing young people to want to stay there, it's not connectivity anymore. I mean, we can get Starlink for $40 a month, right? But we have to have something that that puts something more in that community, larger than an elevator, grain elevator, right? We have to focus, even remote homes. I was working on a bill. By the way, I'm still in the Iowa legislature working every single day. I have a vote today on the abortion bill, right? We have the young people are concerned about their health, their life. two things that may surprise you guys who aren't from Iowa. Iowa last year and a half ago, we got a horrible report card. Iowa leads the nation on like fiscal sanity and things like that, but we were surprised when we had a report card that talked about Iowa being number 2 in cancer rates, and it's growing. The only state that's growing. We're second to Kentucky, the state that actually makes all the cigarettes, right? And so that shocked everyone. And so we've been on a tear looking for solutions to that. We immediately went to work in the legislature with the help of the governor, the current governor. We put a $1 million study together at the University of Iowa. I'm pushing for, and we just passed a bill out of committee right now to now turn some of that focus towards pediatric cancer. That's another $3 million. That's cheap, when you're talking about the health.
But bottom line, when you're talking to constituents, number one issue in Iowa, what is it? All constituents, not
all
just
constituents, property taxes, education, health, and another one that is unique to the upper Midwest, probably has zero
Right.
In Florida and other places, is landowner rights, property rights, or also known as eminent domain. No
Right.
eminent domain for private gain.
Right.
Absolutely shocking that we're
Basically,
having this discussion.
people don't want the government taking their land.
Absolutely.
Right.
For private development.
Right. For private development. All right.
But it goes to the heart of what we've been talking about all along, John. 'Cause
Yeah.
I fought the eminent domain wars back in Virginia about 20
Right.
years ago.
Yeah.
Pipeline wars, these kinds of things. It's the wealthy private businesses or individuals. I shouldn't say private businesses because I represent a pro-business group in
Yes.
Virginia and the businesses in Virginia. But taking advantage of the system for their own personal gain and taking away private property
Yes.
for their own purposes, for public benefit as well. So it's the strong versus the weak in
Yes.
in the political system, and the people are going, no, I want to keep my property. You can't take it from me, and that's the whole.
Right.
And that's happening here in Iowa.
It is
What's the
happening here.
genesis of that?
Well, no offense to the congressman that you mentioned earlier, but he, about a few years ago with several others during the Biden administration, effectively the Green New Deal, they got what's called 45Q tax credits for these pipelines, for these carbon. I mean, it's a Green New Deal dream in some cases. And $1.9 billion a year for 10 years, that's what's driving it. And so we have, they don't care about.
To do what? To build what? I mean,
To-
to a listener in upstate New York or
Okay.
Richmond, Virginia today, and they're going, what are they upset about in Iowa?
Okay.
Boil it down.
So, ethanol. Iowa obviously leads the nation in corn. Absolutely the best soil literally in the planet, right? And what you may not know is that Iowa creates more ethanol and other things than food from our corn.
Right.
Like it's
You grow more fuel than food.
right. And so a business owner says, hey, I can get these tax credits. And here's how I describe it to those guys. I got this great idea for you. I just need your property to run my pipeline through it. That's the only thing I need. And then if you don't want to sell, those
They take it to
business
court.
owners say, well, you know what? I'll just get government to help me and use eminent domain for something that's not a private, for a private company, that's not a utility,
Got it.
that's not a common
Major
carrier.
issue.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's not a road.
My
It's not a
district, my
railroad.
district was rural.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
And
people
you
just
say
don't
you're
want
gonna
the
take
government
someone's
taking their
property
land.
for someone
No.
else's gain, and then when you say no, are you going to pay me fair market
No.
value? I don't have to sell.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
they force the sale.
No.
Right.
Then it is game on.
Right.
So that's basically what we're talking.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. We've got Tim in Orlando.
Tim just dropped.
All right. Let's get to Phil Klein. Let's bring Phil Klein in. Tim, call back. Sorry about that. I know you were on hold about an hour, so I'm sorry for that. Let's get in Professor Phil Klein. Phil, we're in Iowa, bus tour day 4, Des Moines area. We're with Representative Eddie Andrews, state rep, represents the area, running for governor, Chris Saxman, myself. We've been talking for 2 days. about the fact that these Epstein files are never going away. They've got to come clean on them. Kids are abandoning us. We're going to start with that issue. Go ahead. All right, Klein froze. Where?
Well, John, I think
All right, go
there's
ahead.
a deterioration of trust. Am I with you?
All right, Phil, you're freezing up. Phil, you got to fix your landline in there because this is happening now every single week. We've been covering now the Epstein files, and I've done a 180 on it, Andrew. Eddie, I've done a 180 because at the beginning it was like, hey, let's move on, right? It's a dead pedophile.
Yeah.
Let's just move on. But the young audience that we have is not going to let this movement just abandon this thing, and they're pissed, and it's getting worse as days go by.
I agree.
What are people telling you in Iowa?
Well, I've always been on accountability street, right? Like, if these, not a single person that I know of, and maybe anyone knows of, has gone to jail or even been charged outside of Ghislaine for what looks like hundreds, if not thousands, of acts of pedophilia. And that to me is disgusting. The young people they can't believe it. They can't trust the future if they can't trust people to protect kids. You know, we say we want to protect kids, and then we have thousands of survivors, and all they want is justice, a little bit of justice, right, for being raped and abused and taken advantage of as young people by rich, powerful men. And it's just, to me, that's disgusting. It's disgusting. Young people know it's disgusting. They're not invested in, oh my goodness. Did you see like Melinda Gates talk about Bill publicly? Holy moly. And, you know, and just went right out and said he needs to pay for all the things that he's done for those young girls. And I mean, really kind of implying he's you know, done those things. It's just, guys, you know, Democrats have always said nobody should be against the law. Republicans have said nobody should be above the law, excuse me. And it looks like some people are above the law.
So you agree with me that this is not a partisan issue?
No, not
This
at
is
all.
because,
Trust.
and this is about money protecting money, elites protecting elites, Wall Street gangster banksters doing the same thing. They get away with everything. We get nothing. And you're young people in this country, and you're seeing this, and you voted for Trump, and now you're seeing it play out again, and you're pissed. And you know you're saddled with, you know, trillions of dollars in debt you can never pay. You got affordability issues. And then you see once again Wall Street's financiers, as all these people are, not being held accountable, just like they saw. See, this is the other thing we're not getting. Many of these kids like mine lived through their parents getting crushed in '08.
Oh God.
Lived through it.
Yeah.
Couldn't pay for their college. Didn't have a home. They lived through it with their parents,
Yes.
like my three did.
Yeah.
Right? Lived through it. In a car. Living in a car. Can't pay for college. They lived through it. And now they're seeing it again. Like, those bankers all got bailed out. They all got the money. They all got made whole. They all got golden parachutes. Then we bailed them out. We gave them money. Then the banks bought up all the little banks with the money and raised your rates.
Yes.
we got a double, triple whammy. So they lived through this. And now you're rubbing it. You're rubbing their noses in it again. So a lot of these kids saw their parents suffer, and they suffered as a result of it. And this is what we're not grasping here.
Yes.
Do you agree with that, Eddie Andrews?
100%. You're right on.
Thank you.
Is that an easy answer?
Yes. I like this guy.
Do you agree with me? Yes, I like you.
Let's get
It's American
to
politics today.
Let's get to Tim in Orlando. Line one. Tim, you're live with the Iowa gang. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, yeah, great discussion. Eddie, great job running for governor. I just have a couple of questions. Eddie, what are you doing about the blue influence, the liberal influences cracks in Iowa? Do you feel it?
The liberal influence in Iowa? Is that what you said?
Yeah, especially in Des Moines.
Correct.
Well, you know, I have the distinction of being the only Republican in the Iowa House or Iowa Senate who wins in a blue district. absolutely no one can figure it out. I understand it very well. Um, the we talk to every single person. We wear them out. We talk about the controversial issues. If you look at our district right now, the Trump administration asked us, or some of his team members asked us, like 2 or 3 times, how do you win in what they called a Susan Collins district? And as they said, and you vote like Ted Cruz, how does that even work? How does that begin? And we talk about those hard issues. We're at their door. Iowa's still rural enough that you can knock doors and reach people in your. This is not just a media campaign. This is
Right.
pressing the flesh.
Right.
You're at Casey's and Come and Go's and the pizza shops, and you just get through it by talking to people. I personally invite everyone to our farmers markets. We give out free lemonade. We give out free Iowa cookies and cut the lemon bars into Iowa stars, and we make and we
You
tell people.
engage.
Yeah,
You're engaging the public.
we invite people,
campaign.
stump the legislator, and we engage them, and we get through, and we talk to young people because they're only getting CNN, they're only getting TikTok,
Right.
and so, like I said, in our young people group last night, we talked to and heard their perspective,
Yeah.
and presented different evidence. Right?
Sounds like you keep campaigning.
Absolutely.
Just listening to the people.
364 days a year.
Good man. Good man.
Yep. Now let me ask one other question. Do the youth in Iowa understand the California tax process? Did you know we just had a Super Bowl in San Francisco, southern San Francisco?
There's a rumor.
Every one of those NFL football players that participated in the Super Bowl, which was great, had to pay almost $20,000 in California taxes. Does everybody realize that?
Well, I don't think they're even there, but unless you're a tax nerd, they probably aren't talking that game. They're probably still talking more about Bad Bunny. But I think you do bring up a huge point that taxes are a menace, and I can tell you that is continually in the top 1 or 2 issues that people talk to me about, whether it's property taxes. We've done pretty good now. We've gotten our income tax down to 3.8%.
Tell me about people. Are they feeling the one big beautiful bill is going to take hold? They're getting a refund, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
They love it.
Economy's going. Are they feeling positive about the economy?
I didn't know, John. The other day while we were here in West Des Moines, we met with Mike Whalen,
Mike Whalen, yes.
the owner.
Yes, amazing. This whole complex.
guy.
I had
Yeah.
a great conversation with him after our show the other day, and what he was telling me was all of his restaurant servers who didn't really understand no tax on tips because they didn't see it. Well, they're filing their tax returns.
Yes.
And they're getting it back, and they're going, "Oh my God, this is a lot of money."
Yeah, thousands of dollars.
It's just starting to happen, and I got pretty excited about it for those servers who are going, "I'm getting money back that I didn't think I would be getting back." So now I understand this. Now it's hitting their pocketbooks. So
Nice.
once you start seeing that traction, and they start sharing the information, the anecdotes pile up into data, you'll start seeing it in polling. So the tax issue is
Yes.
vibrant. One of the problems is once you make an issue better for people, they go to something else because there's always
Yes.
going to be a complaint to
What's
register.
next?
Right? Because politics is always about the future.
Yes.
But this eminent domain issue, I think, is just going to
Yes.
be white hot.
It remains white hot, and I would say, I borrowed this from somebody that you may know. Promises made, promises kept. Just saying, I didn't originate that one, right? President Trump used that a lot to talk about what he's done, what he said he was going to do, and then what he did. I've got like a whole boatload of promises kept, right? Everyone in this competition has a boatload of
Right.
promises made, but even so, with all the promises kept, you have to tell them, okay, now what?
Yeah.
What's next? What are the next 3 things?
Absolutely.
Because they get accustomed to the new reality pretty quickly.
I looked at your bio. You're a long married man.
Oh, do you know what?
We're 34, 5. You're 30, how many? 36?
3.
33,
Hey.
34 years.
I know I don't look it, but
You don't even look 33.
you know,
How long you been married?
My wife gets mad at me. She's gonna get mad at me right now because she looks great for her age, and I look decent for my age, right? But it's just gonna shock you. We've been married last weekend 40 years.
You don't even look 40.
I'm just saying.
Did you say 4 or 40?
40.
40.
40.
We
So
married.
what'd you do? Get married at 12?
No.
You guys
No.
from
Look,
you,
my
you
wife
guys from
was
Arkansas?
my.
Roll Tide.
She's not my cousin.
Roll Tide.
Okay, she's a.
Did you marry your sister?
No.
Oh, that was Ilhan Omar.
No,
Married
yeah,
her brother.
that's the congresswoman. That
That's
was
the
her.
communist in Minnesota.
No, I married my best friend, and we were
High school sweethearts.
high school sweethearts,
That's
but
nice.
even before then, like elementary. And
That's so nice.
and as soon
What a
as I
nice
got
story.
16, 17, I thought, never noticed that before.
All right, so let's get
You
back to
got
my
it.
question. People you're talking to, are they excited about the economy right now? Do they see it turning, and are they optimistic? That's my
It's
question.
mixed. It's mixed because keep in mind in Iowa, the huge agriculture state, we still haven't seen the full benefit of the tariffs. That's still
Well,
yeah.
that's dicey. Where it depends on where you are.
Yeah. And so that part is mixed.
Right.
The overall, I think, is still optimistic because Iowa is such a well-run state. According to the Cato Institute, we've been the top state, fiscally conservative state for the last 3 years, right?
That's great.
But overall, they're optimistic, especially if they elect this guy named Eddie Andrews. He's going to be amazing. So
I keep hearing about him.
yeah.
Eddie Andrews for governor. All right, let's go. Okay, Tim in Orlando, I'm going to give the final word. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, Eddie Andrews for governor. That's me. Eddie, you got my vote. I'm going to vote as many times as I can
What's
in
the website?
Florida for you,
Can
too,
you
buddy.
take
Okay?
out-of-state contributions?
Yeah.
What's the website?
Eddie4iowa.com or EddieAndrews.com.
Eddie number 4iowa.com. You can donate right on the website.
That's right. We do take Floridian money. It's the same.
Yeah, Tim. But look, Tim, when you donate when you donate to Eddie's campaign, don't forget to donate to my campaign for Ward 2 chairman in Washington D.C. Go to makedc.com. Makedc.com. You're going to see it. MakeDCGreat.com.
You're going to
MakeDCGreat.com.
kill all the rats.
Okay, kill the rats. Rats, rent, Redskins, baby. Hey, I'm actually going to win that race with your help. Hey, Tim, thank you. Tim in Orlando, always appreciate it. MakeDCGreat.com, Tim. Don't forget. All right, let's go to, this is going to be
I
fun.
love this
What
guy.
time is it here?
Very fun.
7:32. Okay. We'll get in one more caller and then we'll go to a break. We got Eddie Andrews with us, 3-term House of Delegates member in a purple district here in West Des Moines, also running for governor. The leading candidate there, Congressman Randy Feenstra, but problems with Randy is not coming here, not going to forums, not showing up in Washington, in the bubble. Look, if I got out, he can get out, right? He's going to be with us tomorrow. So let's go to Anthony in Florida, line 2. Anthony, you're on with John, Chris, and Andrew. Eddie Andrews. I get your name mixed up. I juxtapose
It
it.
happens all the time.
Andy Andrews. Go ahead, Anthony from Florida. And Anthony, you better start by telling me how great my friend Pam Bondi did yesterday, because you've been banging on her for a year. So give credit where it's due, Anthony. Be gracious.
Okay, I'm going to start with one thing I'm going to start with saying good morning to Rob. Welcome to Florida. Now get out. Snowbird. I gotta get somebody. Okay, all right. Pam Bondi, she did. Oh,
This really,
Say
this,
it!
This
Say
hurts.
it!
This
she
hurts.
did. She did.
All the balls
Pam
in place.
Bondi did good. Oh, all right. She did all right. She
He
did
threw some
good.
strikes. There you go.
You know, like so she really did it.
calling up his
I like
therapist.
I like how she went after Raskin, and I like how she went after what's the guy with that rug on his head, J. Paul or Tin Paul, whatever. But it's a rug, you know. Just saying, you know, like good morning, Governor. I want to say right now, you get my endorsement. This is a MAGA candidate. This is what we need in Susan Collins' district. This is MAGA. Thank you, John.
Good morning, Governor. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Good morning, Governor.
God bless you.
It's
Oh, yeah.
Eddie4Iowa.com. Eddie number 4 Iowa.com.
Yes, sir.
Eddie, you're
Yeah, you're getting more Florida money here. You're getting more Florida love here. Florida
Hey,
money
love Florida.
coming in.
Florida money.
You know, we're
Spend money.
yeah, I'm in Florida. I live in Florida. Rob is in Florida. He's a snowbird. You know, and Pam Bondi did good. Oh man, I need coffee now.
I think Rob needs more than coffee this morning. He's going to probably put a little Jameson in that coffee.
Anthony from Florida. I know. Look, I
Pardon the
appreciate.
pain on the Irish
Listen,
coffee.
I haven't been defending Pam Bondi for 20 years, right? So, and Anthony's her biggest detractor. Calls in, he can't stand anything. She has got to go, and she did so great yesterday, and now I feel vindicated. Like that's the Pam Bondi I know and love.
He didn't really say it, though.
Yes, he
She
did.
can really clinch it, but
He clearly
she did good.
enunciate how well Pam Bondi did.
Take the win, Chris.
No. I want to hear him say it. Like, Pam Bondi did great.
All right, go ahead. Say it, Anthony.
Dude, you're pushing it, but okay. She did good. She did fantastic. Now she can really clinch her words. She can really she can really sell it with some arrests and some indictments.
I think they're coming. We're going to take the win, Anthony.
Oh.
We're going to go to break. Listen, thank you for your grace. I really appreciate the call.
Stay on the line.
I really
Stay on the line. We'll
appreciate
find
it.
you help. We'll find you
Yeah,
some.
we'll find you a therapist.
Find you a therapist. Get
Hey,
through
call,
this tough day.
I tell you, here's your therapist. Call 1-800-ROB New York. Rob will be your therapist. He's a snowbird. Just call up Rob. He'll talk you off the ledge. He calls in. He's always so calm from New York. It's like you're a stone's throw away from the communist takeover in New York City, dude. You are 6 subway stops. So you are 1 train stop away on the New York Thruway. All right, we're going to go to a quick word from our sponsors. Eddie Andrews getting the love.
That guy, I felt sorry for him. It was like when the Red Sox saw Roger Clemens go to the Yankees, and the Yankees went, okay, I guess we like him now. It's like hard. That's hard stuff, man.
Oh, it's easier to be an Astro fan. You hate everybody except your own team. Everybody. I hate them all.
That was a classic.
Okay, good segue. Anthony, thanks for the grace. We're going to definitely put that up on YouTube so we can go back to it when you get pissed off again. Just play it over in a loop when he calls. Just play it in a loop.
Oh, did you get it? Did you get that cut?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
putting it up now.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll play every time he calls, we'll just say, hang on, Anthony, we'll just play that over and
Rob
over.
endorses Pam Bondi.
All right, we got to go. We're going to be right back with your calls. 888-480-JOHN. Live in Iowa. Don't forget to go to our poll. Eddie, go to our poll right now on your phone. Just go to John Fredericks Radio. In fact, I'm going to text it to you out of the goodness of my heart, Eddie. I'm going to be right back. Stay with us. And outside the beltway, I'm your Godzilla of Truth in America, your Oracle of the Deplorables. Thanks for joining us today. Phone lines open 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. Let me tell you the good news. Day 4, Iowa bus tour. We're rolling West Des Moines today. Great to have you with us. We want your call, especially in Des Moines. Go to our poll. We're going to send it to Eddie, get him to send it out to all his supporters and friends. This is the Iowa straw poll. All important. 2028 is going to be here lickety split. That's why we're here. We want to know what you think. We got 11 candidates on it right now. You can rank them in order of your choice just by moving your finger around 1 to 11. Got some very interesting results going on right now, but we need more respondents. If you're in Iowa and listening to this, you want to be able to do that. Very easy. Just go to my website, johnfredericksradio.com. johnfredericksradio.com. The poll is there. It's on my social media, at GF Radio Show. We don't get your name. We don't get your email. We don't get your text. We're not going to solicit you, ask you for money. None of that. It's all anonymous, but we need you to participate.
Yep.
It's a participation poll. So we want to know what you think. This whole community of the John Fredericks Media Network is for our listeners. And remember, President Trump tunes us in a lot of times, 6:30 to 7 while he's shaving. He doesn't care what I say, although he loves me to death. He wants to hear what you say. He wants to know what the callers are saying. That's how you get the feed. That's how you get the vibe. Right, Sax? That's how I get the
100%.
vibe.
Well, because if you give the information anonymously, we don't want nor need your information, your email, your cell phone. We're not going to do anything with it. We just want to know what you're thinking about the candidates for 2028. That's why we're here in Iowa, because Iowa will probably choose the nominee, or at least cull the herd down to 3 or 4 in 2028. And because we're basically in the cycle now, because that's 2027. It's not 2028. It's 2027. That's when people are going to be here grinding in the politics and meeting people and going to the machine shed and going to Sioux City and meeting all those great people up there with that probably new congressman up there, rising star nationally, in my opinion, Chris McGowan. My gosh, what a great guy. He's going to do great in D.C. But that's why we're here, is to get the pulse of Iowa. And what did we learn at dinner the other night? The strong wrestling culture here. Right?
Unbelievable.
I was blown away
Yeah.
about how intense it is.
It's like Alabama football is like Iowa wrestling.
Massive respect for
Massive.
that. Massive respect.
Unbelievable.
For that. And that's why, John, that's why you go. That's why you knock on the doors of Iowa. We didn't know eminent domain was a big issue here.
Huge.
We had the same issue over 14, 15 years ago in Virginia. And I can talk through some of the mechanics of that and how you can help
I'd
out.
love to talk to you more about
We
that.
did some great things in Virginia. And that's why you do it. And that's what's so important. So and we know the candidates listen to this show. We know the president listens at the 6:30 Eastern time.
Does he really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
he listens to John's show
While he's shaving.
while he's shaving in the
No
mornings.
way.
Yeah,
Not every day, but he does a lot.
because
Wow.
because his callers are his voters.
Well, I got
He
to
wants to
tell
know what
you,
they're thinking.
I've never seen anybody who is in touch with the pulse of what's going on.
Except on the Epstein files. He blew that. Everything else, yes.
Well, yeah,
That was a miss.
fair.
Yeah, that was a bit. And look,
Wasn't a foul tip.
nobody's perfect,
That was a swing and a miss.
but he depends on us to tell him that, right? Because you got to divide. The problem of being there in that bubble, and I'm there. That's where I live, Washington D.C. I cover the White House, and this is why one of the reasons I'm here is my wife and the CEO of our company kicked me out of Washington. She says, "You're becoming like them, because if you stay in that bubble,
Yeah.
that's all you talk to."
Dangerous.
Right? You got to get out
Yeah.
into the heartland and go talk to real people. That's how we built their company. So,
That's good.
it's great to go to the White House, great to go to the Oval Office, great to ask questions. Yay. But you got to get out.
You know what?
You got to knock on doors. You got to know what people are.
This is like
you have
hard
to
knocking on
listen.
doors.
You have to listen.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter what you think. It matters who the people you represent think.
Yes.
Right.
That's what matters. That's the job.
100%.
That's the job.
And I would say there's a lesser version of that, even at the state capitol. We have to get out of that building, and talk to people, feel the pulse, ask questions, get
Well,
feedback.
it's also not just the information that they give you. You can read data, but when you talk to them and you recognize the intensity of what they're saying, the words that they use, that's the power.
And I think that's one reason why I've won in these purple/blue districts, because it's easy to see.
Right.
It's easy to see.
Right. Right. I get it. I've knocked on those doors. I've switched votes because I've just sat there and listened, going, okay.
It's
I
all
hear you.
about listening. Hey, this segment brought to you by Churchill Downs. Hey, we're fired up. Virginia Derby, guess what? It's in March again. I love the spring meet. I love it so much. It is so much fun. Check this out. Saturday. It is coming on Saturday, March 14th. Saturday, Virginia Derby, Colonial Downs. Their spring meet, 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What are those days? Well, it's my birthday, March 12th. That's fun. 12th, 13th, and March 12th, 13th, and 14th in Colonial Downs. Virginia Derby coming up. Winner of that goes right to the Kentucky Derby. Don't want to miss that. You get your tickets right now. Just go to Ticketmaster.com. Ticketmaster.com. The winner qualifies for the Kentucky Derby. We also have the Kentucky Oaks, all in Churchill Downs in May, but it all starts with our spring meet at Colonial Downs, right outside of Richmond. I'm going to be there in my suite. We got Ted Cruz coming in, I think Wednesday night or
Really?
Thursday night
Really?
or Wednesday night. Yeah, Wednesday night. Ted Cruz coming in to be at our DC GOP. He's doing our reception there.
He's in the
He's
bowl.
going to be our headline speaker. Ted Cruz in the house. I'm leaving right from there, going to Colonial Downs. Yay! Got my suite going on. Don't forget, Saturday, March 14th, Virginia Derby. Don't want to miss that. Get your tickets now. Go to Ticketmaster.com. Ticketmaster.com. We are fired up. Okay, let's get to the phone lines. And let's get to who do we have here? Killer Carl, line 1. Carl in Allentown, Pennsylvania, you're live with the Iowa Gang.
Good morning, John. Good morning, Saxman. Listen, I don't know what I was watching yesterday, but you need to play Thomas Massey and Pam Bondi because he field stripped her. Right? I don't have the excitement that everybody else has about Pam Bondi's testimony yesterday, calling people names and getting into what I call WWE politics. Right? To me, is ineffective. She owns the Epstein files. Whether people want to believe it or not, she botched this whole situation from the beginning when she called all the influencers into the White House and she handed them the files with nothing in them. And now she's trying to go there and deflect blame. The reality it is that the Epstein files, it's more than just Epstein. What it is it's accountability for the average person, for the average person like me, like you, that don't get the same treatment. Right? We don't get the same treatment because if we did the things that Epstein did or any of these other politicians, we'd be sitting in a prison cell. Right? And the fact that she's redacting people's names and protecting them, it just doesn't sit well with the average person. Nope. And that's...
I'm sorry. You are running low on calling credit. Your call will be disconnected in 1 minute.
This matters to a lot of people.
Classic. Carl, you're running low on calling credit.
Well, I'm sorry, but
you got to pay for your long distance line, dude. Hey, here's your problem. Let me tell you your problem right now, Carl.
He's got to pay his bill.
You're not on Patriot Mobile. That's your problem. If you were on, I got 3 phones here. Look, one. Eddie, how many phones do I have?
Well, if I can do math, it looks like 3.
I got 3 phones. Why do I have 3 phones? Because I run an entire media company on my phones. One's a bat phone. I got 3 phones. All of them on Patriot Mobile. Hey, good segue, Carl. All on Patriot Mobile. All $69 a month. I get unlimited everything. Unlimited text, unlimited calls, unlimited this, unlimited that. Now, I also get a BOGO. Say, well, is that how I got the phones? No, got to pay for the phones. I got a BOGO. Let me tell you what the BOGO is. Buy one, get one, carrier. So I picked Verizon and AT&T. Now, here's what it means. My primary carrier is Verizon. But if I go out and I get 2 bars on Verizon and AT&T's got 5, it automatically switches over.
No way.
Yes, brilliant thing. Glenn's story is brilliant. That's what, when I have the live view, right? You've seen that when we go around on camera. It's the same concept. So you get the live view, you've got basically 7 carriers logged in. It will go to the one where you get the best signal. That's what Patriot Mobile does. It's nuts, right? Plus, promo code Godzilla, no activation fee. Everything is on the cloud. There's no SIM cards to put in. There's no tweezers. All you got to do is go to patriotmobile.com, promo code Godzilla, get the BOGO, patriotmobile.com, or you can call them and they speak English in Dallas. They will actually answer the phone. I know it's a shocker. Call 972-PATRIOT, 972-PATRIOT, and then you're not going to be like Carl getting cut off because you didn't pay your long-distance bill. Who pays a long-distance bill?
But no. But Killer Carl. I mean, I appreciate what he's saying on Pam Bondi because let's be honest, she didn't have a great moment at the beginning of the Trump administration when she said, "Oh yeah, the files are on my desk. I'm going to release them next week." That's a bad look a year and a half in. But Patriot Mobile, I had no idea that that's what they did as a company.
Yeah,
that's great value add.
It's brilliant.
That's great value.
You get 2 and it's not just the 2 I picked. You can pick the 2 you want. You can pick Metro PCN. You can pick Sprint. Whatever it is, it's in your area.
Crazy Eddie.
Crazy Eddie.
Crazy Eddie.
Hey,
that's right.
Crazy Eddie. This Eddie's
not crazy.
Good-looking Eddie. MAGA Eddie.
Not crazy Eddie. If you were in New York and New Jersey,
Eddie's fighting for eminent domain in Iowa.
Yes.
Not like Eddie. All right. Carl's gone because his telephone cut him off because he doesn't have Patriot Mobile. Go to patriotmobile.com, promo code Godzilla. Eddie, let's talk about the Iowa straw poll. I know you've got a governor's race and got a primary in June, and if Feenstra doesn't get under 35%, over 35%, he's in trouble. I will say that because then it goes to a caucus, right?
Goes
and
to
not many
convention,
conventions.
which the last time I was in D.C., that's actually what they pointed out, the obvious. So every state does theirs different. Some states have runoffs. Iowa, if no one gets 35%, then it goes to convention, where the delegates become the most important 1,000 people in Iowa.
Wow, so tiebreaker.
Yeah, and that's happened a number of times.
What if two people get over 35%?
Well, no one. Well, then the winner gets.
Oh, so it's plurality.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But the benchmark, the
Is
threshold
35%.
is 35. Okay.
And no offense to anyone, and I say this with just as being observable, right?
Right.
If someone with massive name recognition and lots of money is in trouble getting 35%, then that's
a signal.
That is a very good. It's also a good signal when 3 blocks from here, flying on the entire DC delegation, flying back to Iowa on Air Force One, and I gotta tell you, the visuals.
It's powerful.
The visuals on the front row in the VIP section, there was the governor, her husband, the attorney general who loves Donald Trump, first one to support him in Iowa, well, after Brad's on, and all of the congressional people, Ashley Hinson, Marionette Miller Meeks, Zach Nunn,
Right.
and Randy was on the other side. I sat where Randy would have normally sat. Now, I don't know who set up that seating arrangement, but I can't.
Oh, here's the.
I gotta tell you.
Let's just be candid. You're not going to get over 35%. So you got to hold Randy under 35%.
That is true.
If he's held under 35% and you go to a convention, he's toast.
Yes,
All bets are
correct.
off.
He's toast.
He will not win a convention.
Yeah.
Really?
So then it becomes between you and Steve, right?
I think it becomes so. It's kind of like what happened in D.C. a few years ago. Maybe you guys don't remember the name, but David Young won his congressional race just like that. Not because he was the number one choice. As a matter of fact, I think he came out like next to last,
Right.
like number 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6.
Right.
But he was everyone else's second choice, and I know I have a lot of built up name recognition among the what I call the knucklehead crowds, the people who are in the fight,
Right.
actually down there,
Right.
making things happen, and they know my work ethic. They know I put in the time. They know I've led
So you
on
go
these
to
issues.
you go to a convention. You're going to have Randy Feenstra, yourself, and Steed in a convention, assuming Feenstra, who's the favorite, gets under 35%. When you go to that convention, that convention, by virtue of how it's done, is ranked choice voting for the nomination.
Effectively.
It's
it really?
effectively.
Well,
Because if
Do you
you're
caucus like
because-
that?
it's the same thing because if you don't get a majority, you go to the second choice. So if he's everybody's second choice,
You could win.
he can win.
well, yes, but it's a slow ranked choice.
Yeah.
In other words,
They eliminate the bottom candidates.
yes, and then the next round, and then the next round, and
But
then
it's
the
the
next
same
round.
thing.
Okay,
The concept's the same.
Yeah, I get it.
And
Right.
I've talked to a number of people. Well, all the candidates talk, and there's one candidate who said, "Well, if I finish behind you, Eddie, then I will support you," right? And it just gradually goes on up, and then, with all
You're not
respect,
taking any shots at Feenstra.
you know what? I don't dislike him. I mean, I do.
No, I got you.
We disagree on style.
You're respectful.
Right, and I will say that's what's lost because DC's so far away that he putting those tax credits in to that bill, the 45Q tax credits, allows for the domain fight.
I got it now.
So there would not
Okay.
be a fight of the pipeline to take people's lands if they didn't put those in there, and they fought to put those in. And I think that
Got
when
it.
people understand that, they think, "Oh my goodness, well, no, I can't support that guy."
The unintended consequences.
I think
Well,
this
I know
thing
it was
is,
intended
Look,
consequences.
they've
Yeah,
been
but
sell-
the
they-
intended consequences wasn't an eminent domain fight.
right.
Well, the intended
Was it?
consequences was for
go
people
pipelines.
like Summit
Right.
Pipeline to go
Legitimate.
through the
Legitimate.
land and use eminent domain when necessary, and that's the part
That's
that
the problem.
that's where the fight starts.
Was it the historian Niall Ferguson said on a podcast recently, the only law of history is the law of unintended consequences. And you can't go back and undo the tax credits which are leading to the eminent domain fight. It's tough to see that.
I don't think those are unintended. I might
Really?
differ
Okay.
slightly
I don't know
on that one.
I mean, that's why we're here, right?
Yes, I think that was
because,
intended.
John, every candidate and every candidate campaign has listened to us in Iowa. All the consultants are going, we got to talk about eminent domain when we go to Iowa. That's what they're going to say.
Well, that's why we're here.
That's right. That's exactly why.
Right? I mean, that issue, like when I go on War Room today, they're going to say, what are people saying in Iowa? And I'm going to tell Bannon the first thing they're telling me is one of the biggest issues here is eminent domain, and it was spurred by the new Green Deal, like stupid pipelines.
Yeah.
And it's not the government says, I need this road so, people can get to work. It's private companies saying, hey, we got this pipeline we want to build. We got government money to build it.
Yes.
Thank you for your tax dollars. And by the way, we're going to take your property. We don't want to sell it. We'll just confiscate it and give you under market value.
Well said.
Why don't you just go to Florida? That's what's going on here. Okay, let's get to, we got one of your seatmates coming in right now on video. House Representative Iowa Steve Holt is with us. Steve, you're live with the Iowa gang. We've got your colleague here, Eddie Andrews, running for governor. And Eddie is here on the Trump bus, ready to roll. And I hope you guys like each other. I didn't tell either of you were on. So if you guys are arch enemies, you're going to have to figure it out. Not my problem. Steve Holt, too late now. This is the way this show rolls. Nobody knows anything. Steve Holt is with us. Steve, thanks for joining us. You're with John, Chris, and Eddie Andrews.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I wish I could be there with you personally. I'm sorry that I can't. No, Eddie and I are great friends. I'm friends with everybody that's running for governor. I know them well. And so Eddie and I are great friends. We've served together for a number of years. So it's great to be with him.
Is Eddie the real deal?
Eddie's the real deal. I think, I'm on the state central committee on the Republican Party in Iowa, so I cannot endorse anyone. But I will tell you, every candidate we have running would be better than the alternative of Rob Sand, who is pretending to be a moderate, but is very much of a liberal. And so, any of the Republicans running will do much better than that. But yeah, Eddie's a great friend, and Brad Sherman and I have served together. So yeah, I mean, I know all of these gentlemen very well.
Can I just interrupt here? Steve Holt is a hero, okay? Not just in the state legislature. I'm telling you, and he knows this to be true. He won't say this himself. There's a lot that would not have happened had he not been in the Iowa House. 100%.
Give me an example. One thing.
I mean, he's led on every controversial bill, from concealed carry to constitutional carry to the union chapter 20.
Collective bargaining. Yeah.
That guy
Yeah.
He is a leader. And when I got into the state legislature, I told him, I said, well, you're one of my mentors, whether you like it or not. And one other thing, I got to tell you this, Steve, I'm sorry, but I like bragging on people. If you go to YouTube and you look up scariest drill sergeant, it's Steve Holt. They did a 20-minute or something like that compilation of this guy. I'm like, after watching that, I was then scared of Steve Holt.
Well, he's a Marine.
He's a Marine.
20 years. Looking at his bio here. 20-year Marine. My son-in-law is Steve, Chris Saxman from Virginia. My son-in-law is a sergeant up in Albany, New York, recruiting for the Marines right now. So Semper Fi.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And Eddie is, I have run, those are the bills that matter to me, the ones that make a really big difference. And so I also ran the bills that mandated that bathroom use in Iowa be based on biology of birth. I ran the bill to remove gender identity as protected class from Iowa code. And I ran the legislation that prohibits gender reassignment procedures on our minor children. So I'm kind of probably the most hated guy by the left in the state, but that's okay. That means that, we're open to target doing the right things. But Eddie has been there every step of the way, and I'm honored to serve with him.
I know you're in touch with your constituents, and we're in Iowa, so we want to know what they're saying to you. So I got a couple questions. Number one, on illegal immigration, on ICE, on getting the 20 million illegals that came here under Biden out. You guys need a lot of you need a lot of migrant labor for your farms. What are your constituents? How do they stand here on getting these illegals out of the country?
Well, in my district, District 12, which is a very red district, we 100% support the president. There's a difference between legal and illegal immigration, which the left tries to erase that very, very important distinction. Look, we've got to restore the rule of law. We've got to know who's coming across our borders. And I think everyone is, in support of what President Trump is doing. What's going on in Minnesota is absolutely horrific, and it is because the governor there and the mayor are sowing the seeds of insurrection. That's what's going on. It's not happening in Florida. It's not happening in Iowa. It's not happening in Texas. It's not happening in states where leadership is cooperating with federal immigration authorities. By not doing that, by not allowing immigration officers to go to the jails and to the courthouses to pick these people up, is forcing these things out into the community, which endangers everyone. It endangers the officers. It endangers the public. It endangers the illegal aliens. So, what is going on in Minnesota is absolutely unbelievable. And there's these well-funded groups that want insurrection in our country, and that's what President Trump is up against. So I think that the common sense people in Iowa understand that. They get that, and they want the law enforced. And so that's what I see happening in Iowa. The number of people that have come up to me and shaking their heads and just can't believe what immigration officers are going through in Minnesota is unbelievable. We're not having it in Iowa. I also ran the bill that banned sanctuary cities in Iowa a number of years ago, and we're not going to have it. We're going to cooperate with immigration authorities because the rule of law has to be maintained. Freedom and prosperity cannot exist without the rule of law for very long. And so I think the people of Iowa get that. They're sick and tired of what's going on in Minnesota, in California, and in these blue states where they're sowing the seeds of insurrection.
Okay.
That guy's on fire too.
I mean, you're on fire also.
He is.
We've got Eddie Andrews here brought up eminent domain, and then I want to get to the economy, and then we got Rob Whitman joining us, congressman in Virginia. So everybody hang. What are they saying about eminent domain?
Well, it just so happens that I also ran all the bills to ban eminent domain for the CO2 pipeline. That's the ground zero on the eminent domain issue was in Shelby County, which is in my legislative district. They were one of the first counties to enact ordinances to try to protect their citizens, to create setbacks, those type of things. Summit sat there throughout all of the meetings and did not say a word, and then sued them as soon as they passed the ordinances. Summit has treated landowners like garbage, and that's part of the problem here. They have no respect for landowners. Look, the Iowa Constitution is very clear. Eminent domain is to be used for public use projects, highways, things of that kind, oil pipelines, natural gas pipelines, those things essential for our survival and the functioning of our society. Burying CO2 in the ground in another state does not meet the constitutional requirement in the state of Iowa, nor does it meet the statutory requirement for being convenient and necessary. So we've been fighting every step of the way. Eddie's been with us all the time. The Iowa House has passed 4 or 5 pieces of legislation protecting landowners. The Senate refused to take any of them up until last year when a group of brave senators forced the issue to the front. Unfortunately, the governor vetoed it. This fight is far from over. I mean, George Washington said, freedom and property rights are inseparable. You can't have one without the other. This fight is far from over. We're not going to stop fighting for this fundamental right.
All right, do me a favor. We've got a straw poll we're doing on the Iowa caucuses, which I think is going to be the most important Iowa presidential caucus in your history, because whoever wins this, I'm predicting is going to go on to be the nominee. It's not going to be New Hampshire. It's going to be you guys. That's number one. Number two, I believe that this Iowa caucus that you have is going to be as dramatic as we ever seen, because it's who's ever going to carry on the MAGA mantle. We got on this poll, we got 11 candidates in it. I'm going to text it to you. Also, Eddie, I'm going to text it to you, and I'm going to text it to Representative Holt here. If you guys would send that out, I'd appreciate it. But Iowa caucus is coming up. It's right around the corner. What do you see, Representative Holt?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question. I mean, I hear a lot of support for J.D. Vance. I hear a lot of support for Marco Rubio. So it's hard to tell what's going to happen there. But I think folks are very supportive of Vice President Vance. Look, I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps. He's the first Marine vice president, which I think is fantastic. But I think there's a lot of respect for Marco Rubio and for J.D. Vance. So we'll see how it goes. I wish I could predict that. I have no idea, but I think there's a lot of support for those two individuals, most definitely.
Do you agree with me, though, that the 2028 Iowa caucus is going to be the most important in Iowa caucus history? And I've been going to every one since I think it was 2012. What do you see?
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. I think it's extremely important, but I would also have the coming election is extremely important. I think the Democrats have clearly signaled they're going to impeach our president if they get power. And so the people, the American people, the patriots have to turn out. You know, sometimes in our elections, the truth is that people that are angry about what's going on are more likely to turn out to the polls. We have to flip that script. If the American people don't want women, don't want biological men in women's sports, if the American people want a closed, secure border, if the American people want lower taxes and all the things that President Trump is trying to do, they have got to turn out to the polls in the coming election, or all of it's going to be undone. So not only are the caucuses of extreme importance, as you mentioned, but the coming election could not be more important.